Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to discuss finite and non-finite verbs. So first of all, I'm going to write forms of verb. So suppose write. So writes. Another form is writes. It's called S form. Right. It is called base. It is base. It is S form. Then there is writing. It's ing form. It has its own uses. And then there is wrote. Wrote. It's called past tense or written. Oh, it's third form we call it, and also it is a participle. Past participle. Okay, this ing form is also called present participle. So present participle. So write, writes, writing, wrote, written. Now we select these two for ourselves. They are related to our topic, writing or present participle, ing form or present participle, or third form, which we call third form and which we also call past participle. So if I write here, she writing a letter. Okay. So what will you say about this sentence? She writing a letter. Definitely you will say that we don't know about the tense. If I write here, if I say she is writing a letter, you will say that it is present continuous tense. Okay, if I put here instead of is, was, you will say that she was writing a letter and it is past continuous tense. So like is the case with written. If I say Ali written a letter. If I ask you what tense of this sentence is, you will be confused. You cannot say that it is such and such tense. If I put here, if I write it in this way, Ali has written a letter. Now you can say that it is present perfect tense. Like this, if you put had here, you will say it is past perfect tense. So now come back to the point. Writing in itself doesn't show us any tense. Here written doesn't show us any tense. So we conclude here that any form of verb which doesn't show us any tense, present tense, past tense, or perfect tense, or future tense, we call that non-finite verb. We call that non-finite verb. So these two, writing and written, or say ing form or present participle, or written third form or past participle, they are non-finite verb. They become finite when an auxiliary verb is put before them. Okay? Now, finite verb. If I say, I write a letter, you can very easily tell me that it is present indefinite tense. If I say, I wrote a letter, one can easily say that it is past indefinite tense or simple past tense. Now, if I say, she writes a letter, it is also finite verb because writes tells us, shows us the tense of the sentence, which is simple present tense. So, write, writes, wrote, these are finite verbs because they show us tense of a sentence. While writing or ing form or present participle or past participle written or the third form, they are not finite verbs, they are non-finite verbs because they on their own do not show us a tense of a sentence. So they are non-finite verbs. They need an auxiliary verb for showing us tense of the sentence. Okay, thank you.